Good morning, everyone. Richard here at Calvin Wazoo with another recent finds video. We're up to number 15, and this group of records is from the psych and blues rock genre, mostly classics. And I was really quite surprised when I saw this particular record. A couple of weeks ago went to New York City and didn't get a whole lot of time to do record shopping, but I did manage to stumble into the Rough Trade store on Manhattan, or in Manhattan, I should say, and which was actually quite good because I had a couple of couple big orders with them, so I'll be talking about some of those records eventually as well. And they looked up the status of it, and everything was really quite nice. And then a week later they were shipped according to schedule or whatever. It just took a while because one of them was a new issue that they were waiting for its release, when I had asked for everything to be shipped. But you know what? Here I am blathering on, and I'm not showing any records. And this is one of the records that I found there at Rough Trade. This is the Aynsley Dunbar Retaliation. The album is To Mum from Aynsley and the Boys. So this is a 1969 release, and my copy is this is a 2014 European pressing. And it's gatefold, so, information there. Aynsley Dunbar, of course, was a drummer with the Mothers of Invention for a few years, and Zappa met him while Zappa was the MC host, so to speak, for this rock festival in the Mougins, Belgium. And so they talked and said, hey, you want to come play? And eventually, I think it was like a year or two later, Dunbar manages to make it to the United States, looks Frank up, they get together, and he's part of the Mothers of Invention. Really fantastic drummer, and but there are some parts where you really can hear that and appreciate. But I think what's more important, and probably what Frank noticed with Dunbar, wasn't so much his flashy flourishes and amazing drum fills, but very precise rhythm and timekeeping, which is something Frank really prizes with his musicians, and considering his music. So it's a blues rock. All right, the Retaliation is a blues rock group. The lead singer is also the guitar player, Victor Brox. That's B-R-O-X. And then on keyboards you have John Moorshead. And then also on guitar and vocals is Alex Malchowski. And then on bass is Tommy Iyer. And keyboards, Alex Chomsky is bass. Tommy Iyer is keyboards. And then Aynsley Dunbar on drums. And so Brox actually gets a lot of the writing credits. He's the lead vocals and guitar player. Dunbar gets some credits for songwriting, but no solo credits. And it's kind of an interesting thing here is that this was produced by John Mayall, which it says down here at the bottom. produced by John Mayo. Good songs on here. And they do a song that is called, doesn't have the credits on here, Let It Ride. And I was trying to think, okay, is that did Buckman Turner Overdrive cover the Retaliation's version of the song Let It Ride? Where does Let It Ride come from? Or was the Retaliation covering the Buckman Turner Over song? I mean, it's a 1969 album. I don't think Buckman Turner Overdrive was playing. But there's a lot of really, really good blues tunes on here, blues rock. Very nice, crisp recording as well. And this reissue was, probably, for a used reissue, $20 is what it set me back. Kind of pricey maybe, but certainly I wouldn't have paid more than that for it, even with my interest in Aynsley Dunbar and the connection to Frank Zappa. But I'm going to play for you a little bit of Run You Off the Hill. Next is a classic that, if you're into psych rock and hard rock of the early 70s, late 60s, early 70s, you probably know about this band, and that is this Cactus. And this is their classic eponymous album from 1970. And this is a 2016 music on vinyl release. It sounds really, really good. And it's on the Atco label. This one was kind of pricey too. I picked it up there at that Rough Trade. $35 for this 2016 reissue. But like I say, it does sound really, really good. This is very hard rock. They get classified as psychedelic rock, but to me, they're really more hard rock with maybe a little psych vibe to them. We've got Carmen Appice on drums, Tim Bogert on bass, Rusty Day doing vocals and harp, and Jim McCarty on guitar. And I would say they all share writing credits with all the songs like this on here. This album should be played at high level. So what does that mean? Does it mean loud volume, or does it mean, what does that mean? Anyway, this is, and then, Jesus, look at those crazy outfits they were wearing. Apparently, they had another couple albums, while I have not listened to them, I have heard that the other albums aren't really very good at all. And this is why, you know, maybe people only talk about this particular album, Cactus. But anyway, the opening track I'm going to play for you, Parchman Farm. All right, now we're moving into some true Psych classics. And these two, wow, I'm trying to remember now, where did I buy them? I can't remember now when, you know, from where I bought them. But it's the Steve Miller Band and the first two albums. And this is their debut, Children of the Future, 1968. This is an early pressing. It's got this like punch through up there. It says free. I don't know if it was free. Looks like it was sold by a long time ago record store, the Spin Shop in Decatur, Illinois. And so it's a gatefold, very cool cover. And yeah, so this is in 1968, and I didn't realize that Boz Scaggs was with the Steve Miller Band for a while, for a few recordings. I should explore Boz Scaggs records more, because I was basically turned off to him, didn't want to listen to him because of the hit The Lowdown. You know, I got so much radio play, and I just didn't think it was that, you know, it just didn't appeal to me. So I kind of like lumped Boz Scaggs into this category of music that I don't listen to. And I think I really need to explore him a little bit more. But anyway, this is a wonderful Psych album. The first side really plays through the theme of Children of the Future. You know, there's side one, Children of the Future. Then you pushed me to it. You've got the power in my mind, in my first mind. The beauty of time is that it's snowing. And then with parentheses, psychedelic BBJ. BBJ. I don't know what that means. Then side two is a little more versatile. We've got Baby's Calling Me Home, Steppin' Stone, great cover there. Roll With Me, Junior Saw It Happen, Fannie Mae, Key to the Highway also. A really good jam in that. So yeah, the needle drop I have for you is the title song, Children of the Future.
When they get high, they can't see for miles.
And then the other Steve Miller, these were both in the same store, and I wish I could remember what store I got them in. I don't think it was that Rough Trade store. I think it was someplace else, but it's the Sailor. This is a 1968 release. My copy is the Canadian pressing on the orange capital label. So this is, it says it's a capital reissue, originally released in 1968, but I couldn't find any information about the release date on this particular one. But again, more really early Steve Miller Band. I mean, you know, Fly Like an Eagle is a really good album. I really like it. And it's a super cool album. But man, go back and check out the early Steve Miller Band material, because it's just really different, very psychedelic. Great songs on here. Of course, this has got the hit "Living in the USA." It was released on this album. The needle drop, though, however, I Shall Play for You is the song "My Friend." Crazy cover. I mean, great theme to go with it. You've got the title of the album is Sailor, but then you've got this like shipwreck in the background, and the guys all lined up there with the photo. Really, really good psych rock, early Steve Miller Band. So those are my recent finds. Slowly going through them, because I did over the last few months, I added a lot of records to my collection, so I'm kind of working through them and doing them in little groups like this. I can be found on Instagram as NewsDude76. That's NEWZDUDE76. Got a Facebook page called Calvin Wazoo also. And hit that like button. I mean, even if you don't subscribe if you want to. Hey, it's great to get the subscribers, but hitting the like button really helps with distribution of my content. I don't make any money with this channel. I'm not monetized, even though I'm eligible, and it's mostly because of the needle drops. I wouldn't be getting any revenue anyway. It goes to the copyright holders, whatever revenue my videos create. And I guess I need a little more coffee. I don't usually make my videos first thing in the morning, but I thought I would this time. And yeah, leave a comment in the Down Under, especially if you are more familiar with Boz Scaggs' catalog. Maybe there's something you could recommend for me. Because like I say, the lowdown was, I just categorized him as something I don't want to listen to, and I really ought to check him out some more. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. And like, subscribe, as I say, and always remember to pray for the people inside your head, for they won't be there when you're dead.